Welcome back to the Expired Podcast by Maci Bookout and Natalie Guard. This is a very special episode. It's the behind the scenes episode.
They just saw something else. Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. All right. See if it. Okay, I'm gonna talk at like this volume, regular. See if it sounds good. Yeah. See if you look good and feel good. And do you want our papers to be seen?
Yeah, I
Okay.
kind of do. I mean, because
Everyone.
truth be told, it's
I can't not have
the more real
Yeah.
I make it, the more forgiving it is.
Okay. Talk like how you would talk to me. Just regular voice. Not.
I need to go back and watch because I want to know. I remember I went through the whole thing of the bus ride, and I need to refresh my memory because I remember the timeline being like way off.
Way short. I feel like I have it somewhere in my notes. I'll have to look back or watch those videos again, but I had it was like 10 or 15 minutes, but it was more like a 45-minute walk from her house to Mr. Bonner's house.
Yeah, and I think the timeline would have only given her 36 minutes. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes for her to commit the crime.
Walk there, get off the bus, walk there, go in, commit the crime, and get away. And
there's no way. There's no way.
But I think the defense did check that timeline. We just gotta find the notes. I know it's in the
her defense was
the one documentary.
Not great.
Our next case fell into our laps as missing Jasmine Pace was found. We do have an update on Jason Chin. He is in a mental health facility. We got a tip from an expired listener who said Jason listened to this song 18 times the night of the murder.
Yeah, this is it.
Trying to take my pain, my status, I ain't fuck you can down. Trying to heal my soul with the smokes in my life and that fire. Tell me I ain't it, don't want me, you ain't got it. All brothers let me suffer, you ain't got it now.
It's all about dying.
Oh my gosh.
This is like a playlist for exactly what happened.
God, yes.
I never listened to the song.
Me either. Holy.
What did it say?
Take it to another level. Go and buy another
Bill? Mill? I don't know. That's weird. I'm shook.
Me
That's
too.
That is insane. So
that's wild.
Just the fact that was so authentic, but both of us just like,
oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I was not expecting that.
No, I wasn't either. Keep watching for more behind the scenes moments of the Expired Podcast.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it gets so oily. It doesn't
every day.
Mm-hmm. Every single day. It's so bad. It's annoying.
I couldn't do it.
When I
normally have curly hair.
When I was on Accutane, years ago, it was the best time because it dries you out so much that I could go 5 days without washing my hair. It was fantastic.
Dry shampoo. That's what you need to get.
See, okay, that makes it worse.
Does it?
I use baby powder.
Really?
I don't know, the dry shampoo. It makes it look good for 5 whole minutes, and then it's even more
grossy.
Yeah. It's just weird. I think it's because my hair's so fine and has
straight.
no body that the oil just lives in there.
It's a kind of good problem to have.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, your hair is healthy.
It's true.
You know, you could have fried hair, like me, because I dye it blonde.
It doesn't look
that fries it out. But if I wear it curly, the oil is everything. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so much better.
I have this dry shampoo you would really like.
Mm. Okay. Do you want to start it? I think you should start it because I'll do the voiceover like, hi, this is the Expired Podcast by Maci Natalie Bard.
Okay.
And then last episode, I was like, so welcome back to the Expired Podcast. It's too much me. So you should start it. And this is going to come out on New Year's Day. We're going to come out a day early because New Year's Day is on a Sunday.
Okay.
So I just thought it would be fun to come out a day early.
Sounds good to me. I feel like I should cut my hair up because I'm going to keep messing with it.
Okay.
It's going to bug me.
That's okay. If I had as long as hair as you, I would put it up every
it's
of every day.
It's all it immediately. I'm like, I'm going to wear my hair down today. Immediately up. Immediately.
That's how it was when I was little. If I had my hair done, automatically up.
Yeah.
Just because it was so long.
Jade does not like to put hers up, but hers is curly, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like after she sweats and all the things I've got to like. We go through like 2 whole bottles of detangler. Oh my god, Mav cut his mullet off.
Cause Benny?
No, he just wanted to.
We were literally. I was the other night when I was texting you later than I normally text you because I'm in bed early. We were watching the the Teen Mom reunion.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, look. That's my friend.
There she is. But it's funny, Jade and Mav, if a commercial comes on TV, they're like, oh, there's Mom. And they're like, Mom, why are you on TV so much?
That's cool, though.
It's so funny. Where is the picture? Oh, Taylor sent it.
Because Benny cut it because of golf, right? Like, he couldn't see anymore.
And I think he was kind of over it anyways.
Yeah,
He'd had
it's
it
a
for
lot.
a couple years, so.
Cut it. That's funny. I love your nails. Are they?
So they're like, they're Funny Bunny, and then they put this like chrome. That's what they call it, chrome, but it's just like this powder that makes it like that. But it's $10 extra. Like, it's really cool, and if you want to splurge, do it. But
yeah,
I just didn't feel like after it was done, I didn't feel like it was worth $10 extra. Like, I probably won't do it again. But
it
looks
looks cool,
like Christmas ornaments. I feel like.
That's
so cute. There's Bonnie's. Oh, I can show you. So she used to be like built like, I mean, she's a boxer and she was very muscular. She's so like frail, like her, because it starts up here and has just eaten all of her shoulder muscles. They're just gone. Poor thing.
She's graying.
Oh, she's been gray for a long time, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like she turned gray earlier than most
normal
boxers do.
Yeah.
This was her Sunday.
You can tell it's eating at her.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, that was Tuesday night. Yeah. All of her shoulder muscles are gone. They're completely gone. But it's infused in her spine, but it has made her spinal cord separate from, like, it's between the spinal cord and the things, and it's made every disc, they're all herniated from it.
They're like disconnected?
Yeah, like it's in her spine and then it grew on top of it or below it or whatever. So the spinal cord and the discs and vertebrae, like her actual spinal column, I guess you would call it, like the bones, it's in the way in between them. So all of her discs are herniated. Yeah. And it's like growing at an alarming rate because it is in her spinal cord.
I hate that.
I know, it sucks so bad.
It sucks so bad. The best hospital I've ever been to when a dog died is the one on Lee Highway in 153.
No, that's the one. So that's the one we took her to when I was like super frustrated because I wasn't getting answers. And they were fantastic. And now I'm trying to get everything that she's having to do at the place downtown where the MRI was. I want to get it transferred over back to the one. Nice. Those doctors were fantastic.
They sent me flowers after my dog died. It was
the so one emotional. On Amnicola was when my family dog from growing up passed away, who was also a boxer. They were pretty great too. But I just love the Lehigh and 153 ones. They're
So nice.
yes.
I bought them stuff afterwards. It was just great.
We're
The
gonna
worst
get her
possible.
cremated and go spread her ashes on our land that we're gonna build our house on.
I'll buy your house.
Okay.
Okay.
That way we can use your pole.
Yeah.
It's a great neighborhood, actually.
It looks like a great neighborhood. I was
Okay.
gonna send you flowers when Bonnie was sick, but I didn't know your address, and I was like, it's too weird for me to ask. She'll know what's up.
I would have thought it was a Christmas card.
Oh.
You know how
I need
you just
Taylor's
get a bunch of
number.
random texts that are like, "What's your address? What's your address?" I'm like, "Oh Lord, I got a bunch of weddings to go to," and then the Christmas cards start showing up. All right.
Okay. So you started off. Say Happy New Year. This is the Expired Podcast. I'm Maci and Natalie.
We should have got little woo woo horns. Little.
How about the
party
cutest
favors?
cup? It is a disco ball.
The one in the picture? Yes.
You like that?
Yes.
I'll try and find it. It was at Five Below.
I had some. My whole everybody came on my bachelorette trip. We all had them. It was great.
I love a disco ball.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the Expired Podcast and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yay. We're excited to start the new year off right, and we are going to cover the case of Megan Boswell today. And Natalie is probably going to lead this a little more because she has dove deep in this one. So
did I get the title of Queen Sleuther for this one?
Yeah, you're the Queen
You're
Sleuther for this one.
Sleuther.
I passed the torch for this
Thank
case.
you. Okay, so Megan Boswell, she is a teen mom, and she has a young daughter named Evelyn Boswell. And Megan is being called the Casey Anthony of Tennessee, which really got my attention.
No one wants to be called that.
No. Even with watching the new Casey Anthony documentary, I flopped a little bit.
See, I've heard that. I have to
need
go
to watch it.
I've heard that, and I'm very interested to see how it might change my mind, because I'm still like, until I watch it might change my mind, but I'm still just dead set on what I thought. But everyone is saying that the new documentary is like kind of a game changer.
It's a game changer for sure. Maybe it's just because like it's playing on victims of sexual abuse that gets me. I always want to believe the person who is claiming to be a victim.
Right.
So maybe that's it, but it was really good. And I see some mommy issues with Megan Boswell, but I don't see sexual abuse issues.
I see maybe toxic family relationships and what I've recently learned to be like intergenerational trauma. Definitely mommy issues. And possibly some like drug use or drug abuse within those relationships.
Yeah.
Even going through the case and like taking the notes and stuff, I'm still not quite sold on the comparison to Casey Anthony. But as I learn more and dig in a little more, I can definitely see where I might become more like, have that comparison make a little more sense to me. But
I think it's mostly because she put herself out there. Like she put herself out in the media, and we all know media can
twist and turn things for sure. But a lot of what I saw as far as the interviews and things, I see a teenager, an immature, selfish kind of, I don't want to call her stupid, but as kids, as teenagers, like even myself being a teen mom, I was still a kid. I was still a teenager. I was still dumb sometimes, like you still have a lot of learning left to do.
Yeah.
I mean, at any age, but especially as a teenager.
Mhm.
So I'm not getting monster from her. I'm getting,
I even wrote in my notes, how would you feel in this situation? Because I wanted to ask you, like, if
if
your
my kid went missing,
15-month-old went missing,
oh,
how would you respond?
well, as a teenager,
Mhm.
oh,
Like,
I'm not sure I would have even been able to hold myself together. I feel like it would be such like almost shock syndrome, like
mhm.
where you're almost out of body.
Mhm.
That's how I would think I would feel, but also extremely like scared and sad and helpless. And helpless is a terrible feeling.
Mhm.
Um,
So do you think her reaction, like doing all these different news things, is that normal? Does it seem normal to you? If
not necessarily. But again, I try to also compare like when I started filming, I was a teenager and a mom too, but I still feel like how I was brought up and raised. Some of the times, like the people that are interviewing her actually are irritating to me because they keep asking the same question,
Mhm.
even after she said like I don't know or I'm not sure how to feel or like I just really want her home, and they keep pushing and pushing and
Mhm.
pushing. She's so young and lacks any sort of real world um, experience.
Mhm.
And I also don't. I've always had to remind myself, even being on my show, not everyone was raised by my parents. Not
Mhm.
everyone had the family that I have.
You're right.
So I think that speaks a lot to different circumstances and personalities and behaviors.
Mhm.
Um, so she doesn't have the whereabouts to be able to say, okay, I'm done. I'm done answering your questions right now.
Mhm.
Like when they push and
She
keep
just
pushing,
wants to give.
she wants to answer, and when they push and push, she just says whatever it is, I feel like, to get them to stop asking that question or
Right.
to move on, instead of knowing that in that moment she has every right to say, I've answered all the questions I can answer right now and
Mhm.
I'm done for
Mhm.
today.
Yeah.
Thank you. And moves on.
Mhm.
She doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of teenagers in general, but in this particular situation, wouldn't know. And there's no parent or adult around her to say,
Yeah.
like, to be standing right there with her and say, okay, we're done here.
Mhm.
There's no one there protecting her.
Mhm.
No
Mhm.
one, or
And it
or
seems
speaking for her better than she knows how to speak for herself.
right. The phone looks crooked, but I don't think the picture will. I hope not.
I said we could also say, we'd also just say that we aren't going to be using real names for privacy.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, I mean, all we have to do is just say, okay, we're going to refer to this person as Fred or Cookie from Angel Bumpus. Remember
Yeah.
the victim?
His name was Cookie.
I know. We could call him Bonnie.
Yeah. How are y'all
R.I.P.
doing?
Terrible.
I bet it's the worst.
It's
The first couple
awful.
days are like
It's
you
so
just got to stay
weird.
home and cry.
Like yes, and like
That's all you can
everything
do
about my day is so off
because you don't have her
because
to
the
take care of.
habits are like not, just like random. I think I told you she refuses to drink out of a water bowl.
Yeah.
And so I always had to make sure like the bathroom doors are open and like
Mhm.
the toilet lids are open, and just all the things. And it's like I still find myself like, whenever I use the bathroom, making sure that the lid is up and like the door's open. Then I'm like, shit, she's not even here. And then yesterday, I don't know, yesterday was rough, and I stayed in bed, like took the kids to school, got back home, and took my computer in my room, and I stayed in bed all day. And Clyde got in the bed with me, and he never jumps nervous. Like Bonnie was in the bed. but
He
he was
knows.
not. And he laid in the bed all day long.
He's
I
sad.
know.
He misses his buddy. You need to get a new puppy.
Mm-mm.
My boyfriend said that you could have his 13-year-old
The kids had already like started looking up.
puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he needs a friend.
No, he's fine without a friend. He's a jailhouse rescue dog. He is very, I wouldn't want to put that on another dog dealing with him.
That's how my dog is. His name's Saint. I got him from the Humane Educational Society. And anytime my boyfriend's dogs come over, he hates it. He likes to be an only child.
Yes. Which we had Bonnie already before we got Clyde, but like we were okay with just having one dog. And then when we got her, she was actually very, she had super bad separation anxiety. Like I would have to leave work and go home to let her out and like play with her on my lunch break because she was so, number one, she was a Houdini. She could get out
Of anything.
Anytime.
I had a dog like that once.
And she would just like, they also say if they're like, she was like crate trained for the most part, but like on days where like she was super, especially in the beginning, like she would mess in her crate.
She would?
Yeah. And it was
just to
like,
get back at you.
Yeah, it was like she just wanted, I don't know, it was like she wanted the crate to be a nightmare so she wouldn't have to do it. But then I tried putting her in the bathroom while we were gone instead. She unrolled the whole dang toilet paper thing from the wall. I mean, she was just a hot mess.
How old was she? I thought you got them together. I don't know why.
No, we got him because her separation anxiety was so bad, and we took her to the vet, and they gave her medicine, but it made her like super not, just like kind of like not good. And I was like, is there anything else? Like we tried freaking everything. He's like, the vet said, I want another dog. And I was like, what? He's like, you get another dog, give her like a companion for when y'all aren't there. That usually like that helps. He's like, don't get one if y'all don't want one or can't take care of them. I'm like, no, we'll do that. So we rescued Clyde. On the way home from the rescue, Bonnie lost her virginity.
No! Was she fixed?
Both of them were fixed.
They still do that.
I know.
No matter
Clyde
what.
was like, guess what? I'm in charge. I'm the captain now. And Bentley was so little.
Did he
He's
take
like, what Bonnie and Clyde are doing? What are they doing? I was like, oh my God.
One time Dolly Parton said I saw this because Barbara Walters died, and it was Barbara Walters asking Dolly, how did you learn about sex? Like back in the 80s or something on her show. And she was like, dogs, animals. That's how we learned.
Yep. And that's usually
that's how I learned what it was.
Yeah.
My
definitely.
dogs. One time my weenie dog, I had 2 weenie dogs, and he got stuck in her. So she was yelping and we could not get him out. It was the scariest.
I've heard of this.
It happens.
Oh,
I was so freaked out. So my first impression of sex was,
Well, I'm pretty sure Bentley's first impression was Clyde raping Bonnie in the back of the Jeep. Oh my God, bless her heart. She put up with a lot.
Yeah.
But she was extremely healthy. Like had never had a single problem and was in like fantastic shape. Mentally, physically, very strong, athletic, like all the things. And normally boxers, I think like around 8 or 9, like you'll start to see the things that they're
slowing down.
Well, like they're very prone to like tumors and cancer and like heart things, just certain things, certain breeds are things are common. And but like she was perfectly fine. So the fact that like she just turned 8 in November.
She was young.
Yeah, very young. But I'm still stand by. Even people, like the best kind of things, the best souls they're not here for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's like they come for their purpose, and then when their purpose is completed, it's time to go. But
Dogs are everything.
Clyde's so damn stubborn. He'll live to be 35.
That's how Piper is. She has
I love that
literally
name.
tumors like all over, and they can't do anything about them, so they just leave them, and we take care of them. She has medicine and stuff. This girl has been run over, has been through like 3 or 4 surgeries. She's a tough old broad.
She's like, not today.
She's
not
like,
ever.
The other day we had my best friend's kids, and they were playing with a football, throwing the football, and the dogs would bring it back, or the kids would bring it back. And Jacob goes to kick this football, kicks Piper because she's going after it like nothing. That same night, he throws the phone to me right in her face.
Right in the face. Oh my god.
She's
What kind
just
of
a
dog
tough
is she?
boxer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they are very. I don't know if it's that they're just their build and like what they were made for. They're supposed to be tough, but I think also the fact that they're kind of doofuses, like super smart but super dumb and super stubborn too. Like they don't want to be smart almost.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know I'm smart, but I'm not going to be smart.
Yeah.
Because you want me to be smart type of thing. And they're just goofy. So I think that helps.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, that hurt. Okay, I'm fine. Do it again.
So crazy.
Clyde is a different. He's a
personality.
Yes. He's such a old, grumpy, goofy teddy bear. But like, I wouldn't want to be on the wrong side. Like, he's massive first. He's like,
he's big?
Yeah, she was very petite for a boxer. He is very large for a boxer. Like, she weighed, before she got sick, she weighed about 65 pounds. Wasn't as tall as most boxers, but super strong and very athletic. He weighs 100 pounds.
Is he fat or is he muscle?
Muscle, all muscle. He is big, like real big. He probably stands like a good 6 inches taller than her, like from back to back. And they're the exact same age. Does
that make you worry about him?
No, because he's so freaking stubborn. He's like the one. Hell, he probably has 4 tumors already.
Yeah.
And he just ain't saying nothing
Yeah.
because he's very old school man brain. Like, can't look weak, can't be weak, nothing can be wrong ever type of thing. But he, like, just a year or so ago, jumped our freaking 6-foot fence in the backyard to fight a snapping turtle.
Did he win?
Yeah. But the first time that he fought a snapping turtle, it was through the fence, and the snapping turtle got the best of him. Got him on his lip a couple times. It's the biggest snapping turtle I've ever seen in my life. I had to call like TWRA to send someone out to get it because him and Clyde had the same personality.
They harassed
like one
each
of
other.
them was going to die, and if I had to imagine if there was no fence there, they both would have died.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane. So then, like 2 weeks later, because we lived by this creek, there's another damn snapping turtle. Wasn't near as big as the first one, but Clyde jumped the freaking fence. You would have thought, Club La Vila in Panama City? How they used to do those foam parties? It looked like somebody got in a stabbing match at Club La Vila. Like, there was foam from both, like, his mouth. Both of them were bleeding. It looked like a
massacre.
Stab match at Club La Vila in my driveway.
Oh my god.
And that poor snapping turtle did not.
He didn't make it? Rest in peace.
No. Not even close. But Clyde he put up a good fight, because I for sure thought Clyde was going to have a heart attack. I had to take him inside, and there's blood everywhere. So having to put, like, I just got a bowl of ice and was just, like, rubbing his body with ice, because it was in July. Now, it was outside, and they had been doing this for, like, an hour. It was nuts. And then he's, like, the one that will, like, jump the fence and chase deer. Like, he's very protective.
That's
He's
good.
weird.
Did you have him before you had Jade?
No, so we had.
Is he protective of her or the
He's
kids?
very protective of the kids
Yeah.
and me.
That's good.
He is afraid of me because he knows that I'll murder him. But he very much, like, Taylor is in charge and he is next. But Bentley is now kind of above that for him. But him and Bentley are like this. He's odd, but in a good way. He's just stubborn. God. He's the most stubborn boxer I've ever known.
Men are stubborn.
Yeah, and he's like
For a
old
dumb
school
reason.
man mentality.
Yeah.
Like he could be a terrible idea, but
He's down.
it's happening and he's sticking to it. Like, I don't know. He drives me nuts, but I feel bad for him. I can tell he keeps like running around our house. He'll go through like fits of panic where he's like, where is she? And he like runs around the house like searching for her, and then he'll just come and like stare at us like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
you idiots, y'all took her somewhere and you forgot her. Like, why is everybody sad? Nobody's looking. Like, she's here somewhere. She's got to be here. And I just keep telling him, like, she's not here, buddy. I'm sorry. And he just looks at me like he won't accept that,
Yeah.
But then he'll like calm down and he'll lay down. You can tell he's like sad, like, but I think now he's just really hitting like he's realizing she's not coming home, and you can tell he like thinks about it, and he's just like, he like goes over in his corner. But he has been more snuggly recently than usual.
You said that before. Like, he knows that you need it.
Sick, yeah. When she was sick, he was much more like he would lay on the couch with all of us. Normally he likes to lay in his bed and doesn't really like to cuddle and stuff. He's so big and gets so hot. I think he prefers his space. But when she was sick, he was like, I'll get on the couch too. But he smells so bad. Bentley needs to give him a bath. What is happening? Oh, Bentley's batting. As if wrestling practice wasn't enough. He went out to the baseball field after his high school practice.
Is he in high school?
Well, he's wrestling on the high school team.
Is he in 8th grade?
Mm-hmm. He golfed on a high school team too.
I know, you got all kinds of. He's gonna be a sportsman.
For sure. He likes school too, though.
Kids grow up so fast.
So fast.
I've been watching you since I was a freshman.
In
Were you
high school?
Yes. Were you the first ever 16 and pregnant filming?
Mm-hmm.
Why did they pick you of all people? Like, how did they reach out to you?
They didn't.
You reached out to them? You are a clout chaser.
You know why?
Why? Because you needed money. Because
Listen,
you're having a baby.
No, 100%. But so my mom was looking. This was back when Craigslist like wasn't sketchy, and there was no like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. And she was looking on Craigslist for like maternity modeling shoots, because she's like, you go to Atlanta or Nashville on a Saturday or Knoxville or something on a Saturday,
do your shoot and go home,
spend a day, make a couple $100 that quick, and call it a day. And she came across a thing that was like an MTV listing. It said, like, basically it's a teen pregnancy documentary. Like, if you were somebody is between the ages, I think it was 15 to 18 or 15 to 19, and is expecting their first child right in, blah, 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 blah. So she told me about it, and she's like, you need to write in. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. Like, not going to be on MTV because I'm pregnant and a teenager. No. She's like, but it says, like, on Craigslist back in the day, it would say like compensation, yes or no, or compensation, this range or whatever. But all it said was yes for compensation. She's like, they'll pay you. And I mean, it might not be a lot, but it'll help with, your apartment or school or whatever. And I was like, no, Mom, I'm not doing it. And she kept on and kept on. Finally, I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll do it. I'll write in. So I emailed the the email they put, and I said, I did it so simple. Like, I was like hoping they wouldn't call. But at the same time, I'm like, they're never going to call. I put something like, this is my name. I'm this old. I live here. And I'm pregnant. And like, that was it. That's all I put. And signed, sent, delivered. And I shit you not, like 2 days later, I was in class at Hamilton County High School that was by where the old, by Snow Hill Elementary, but it used to be a vocational school like way back in the day. I was sitting in class and I got a missed call from a number that I didn't know, a weird area code. And I was like, oh, whatever. I got out of school. I had a voicemail. So I listened to it and it was like, this is so-and-so from MTV. And I was like, oh my freaking gosh. They called. What in the hell? And went from
The
there.
rest is history.
Freaking Craigslist.
That's hilarious. though.
Craigslist. What?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Me and Amber, they filmed both of us for the pilot. So like for it to be greenlit. And then I'll never forget too when the executive producers and like creators came down the first time to film. My mom was like, your dad's going to come over to your apartment and meet them with you. And I was like, for what? And she's like, well, even though it seems legit, because at this point we'd gone through like different steps and done all this stuff. And she's like, because even though it seems legit, like it's still Craigslist and they might just be trying to kidnap you for your baby. And I'm like, Mom, you're the one that told me to email them. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why did you tell me to do this?
Yeah.
And so it was just like me and my dad, super awkward with when the executive showed up. My dad just staring at him like,
Trying
oh,
to fill him
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Pretty sure he probably had his gun on his hip, like super freaking country. Oh my God, it was so great. But I'm like, really, Mom, you made me sign up for something that could be people trying to kidnap me for my child? Freaking lunatic.
That's
Ugh.
funny. I remember where I was when I got a call from MTV for us to film the PCOS thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was wild. I
I
was like,
bet.
oh my God. I didn't even ask my boss. I was just like, Maci called me and we
We're
were
doing
talking
this.
and it's happening. And he was like, I just got off the phone with MTV. I was like, yeah, about that. Oh my
That's
gosh,
great.
that's crazy. Okay, let's get started. You start it, because I do the voiceover. So just welcome back to the Expired Podcast.
Do we want to start the recording over?
You want to?
I think it's been a minute.
19 minutes.
Back in the day, it was a more common question. Now, not really.
Yeah.
But I mean, hell,
It's
been
cool.
so long. I don't even think people think about it anymore. Like they just know I've been on it for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, Craigslist.
So,
our mics are working.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put yours in?
I do just because it's more comfortable for me. But it might rub against our skin.
I was going to say that. I actually put it in here. I think it's because I have a t-shirt on.
Mine flops over too. It's like a dick.
Okay. Now that we've talked about boxers, Craigslist, and mic decks.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
And I'm writing that Earl's last name is Smock.
Smock.
Okay. That's kind of
I would say
unfortunate.
Smook because of Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
But I think it's Smock. Thanks for listening to the Expired Podcast. Like, follow, share, subscribe.